Hello, I'm Kendall. Ignore my hair, I just got out of the shower. Okay, this is a safe space. I wanted to talk about something, and it's basically gonna be me ranting this entire time. So, nothing too exciting going on over here, if that's what you're expecting from this video. It's just me talking. So, I experienced something very human yesterday. So I was at my retail job, right? I'm a cashier. Not fun. It's almost degrading sometimes when people act like you're the biggest burden to them in the world in that very moment. So you kind of gotta learn to just brush it all off. And I do. I physically brush myself off when I experience something like that and try not to carry that feeling with me throughout the rest of the day because it's not deserving of my energy. But the first half of my shift yesterday, there were a group of 3 people and they were shoplifting, right? It was my first time having to deal with shoplifting that I knew was happening. I'm sure many people have stolen in front of me before, and I didn't know. It was very, not scary, but I think nerve-wracking because all of a sudden I felt the pressure on my shoulders being at the front to make sure that they didn't leave without paying. But obviously you legally cannot stop someone from leaving the store. Even if they are shoplifting, you just kind of have to let them go and hope for the best that if you confront them, then they'll put the stuff back down. And after it happened, the managers were just very irritated, rightfully so. The energy was it was in the air and I could feel it and I didn't like it. And I've already been trying to go into work with a different mindset because recently I have not been the best mentally. Therapy is being looked into. And I try to carry myself with confidence and grace and intention. But working in retail sometimes it is very difficult to do that. Kind of the mixture of everything that's been going on in my life I was feeling in that moment after all of the nerves kind of kicked in. It was getting to me. But then the second half of my shift came around. I was at the register. A man came up to me, and again he carried himself very well. He was very confident in the way that he spoke. I started my script and I was like, "Hey, how are you doing? Do you have a phone number with us?" And he just completely derails the interaction and he goes, "I'm doing fine, thank you so much for asking. I need to know your name." I'm kind of panicking a little bit because I think I'm in trouble. He goes, "I need to know your name because God has sent me to tell you a message." And I would like to preface this by saying I am not religious in any sense. I will never be religious. I would say I'm agnostic, as in I think it's personally, for me, a bit silly for me to claim that I know exactly what happens after death and say that I know that there 100% is a higher power or just one higher power. I don't want to linger on the question for the rest of my life. I'm just kind of accepted, I'll find out when I get there. I'll find out after I die if there is something, if there isn't something. I don't really have a set belief in what is and what isn't. I'm just kind of accepting of I will never know, and that's okay with me. But I would never ever judge anyone for practicing their religion or believing in what they believe in. And when someone comes up to me and starts talking about God, I like to be super respectful. I try to be present and I try to listen and try to be open-minded as to what it is they're trying to speak to me about. So that's what I did in this interaction. He starts talking about God and he's like, "God has sent me to tell you a message." I said, "Okay." And we look each other in the eyes and he goes, "I know that you're going through a lot right now. I can tell and I know that you are a person with a very big heart and you love people. You're a people person and you're in school right now, and whatever you're going to school for, keep doing it because you're going to get very far, and I know that. And I know that you want to travel so far, and I know that you want to travel the world, and you absolutely should. I think it would be life-changing for you. So if you don't have a passport already, go get one." He goes, "You have a lot of confidence, but sometimes you're scared. And it's okay to be scared. But I'm here to tell you that God knows that your purpose in life is to be a healer." And as he's telling me this, and we are looking each other in the eyes, I start crying. I start, I lose it. And he keeps going, and he's still looking me in the eyes, and I can tell that he's locked in, right? He's staring at me. And his eyes get a little bit watery as he sees that mine are getting watery, and he's like, "You hold yourself with so much grace, and I can feel that, and I absolutely love people, and I've learned that my purpose in life is to be God's messenger. I am a messenger, and I'm here telling you this for a reason, because he wanted me to, and he wanted you to know." I got so emotional, and he looked at me and he smiles and he goes, "You didn't expect that, did you?" And I said, "No, I did not." I didn't expect it at all. But I needed that because whether that came from God, a God, or that just came from him, like looking at me and feeling that, it meant a lot to me because I think that was something that I needed to hear. And I heard it from a complete stranger who didn't know anything about me. We had never met before. Of course, I was skeptical at first when he started talking because it almost felt like a horoscope where it was a little vague and it felt like it could have applied to anyone, but then he started getting into details about like my family and what I value in life, and it freaked me out. It really freaked me out. I think I question myself a lot, as in I know how I want to carry myself and I know how I would wish to be perceived. Of course I can't force everyone to view me a certain way, but if some random stranger can go up to anyone anywhere and they end up going into my store and talking to me specifically, only me, and saying exactly what I needed to hear and exactly how I would hope someone to think of me, it meant a lot to hear. And I won't forget that interaction ever. And I don't want to dwindle on it and think like maybe there is a God. Maybe there was a higher power that sent him to tell me that, because I personally really don't think there was. But either way, it hit a little too close to home to not appreciate it for what it was, which was a beautiful, very loving interaction with a stranger who I will forever appreciate. He's told me that he's done that to other people before, and he's usually pretty close when it comes to that sort of stuff. And I told him, like, he pretty much nailed it. I've always said that if I could have a superpower, it would be to heal. Have healing powers, be able to heal people. At some point, I had been dwindling on what is my purpose, just as a person in this life. Like, what am I meant to do? I think a lot of people go through that question when they're trying to figure out what they want to do for a career, when they're having to set life goals, and they don't know where to start. It's like, I don't even know what I want for myself. How am I supposed to know everything right now? And I don't think you're supposed to. I don't think anyone's supposed to really know ever. Anyone who says that they have it figured out is lying, because we don't really know what's gonna happen. But I hope that what he said is true, and I will try to the best of my ability to work towards that future for myself as healthily and authentically as I can. I've been thinking about it. I thought about it when I was trying to go to sleep. I thought about it when I woke up this morning, and I was like, I just kind of need to say it out loud before I forget and go crazy trying to remember. This is probably going to come out before the England video. And I know what you're thinking. What happened to the plan that you set out for yourself for the year? Ooh, I failed at it miserably. I failed. But that's okay. I made that with the intention of not being scared to post my projects. That was the whole point. And to try to encourage myself to go out and just make something anytime, which I think I should still try to do. But life kind of threw me in for a loop, and working and being in college, it made it really difficult for me to try to focus on that stuff. And it's not like I didn't work on anything. I worked on a crap ton of film projects for the spring semester. I don't think I'm going to be able to share many of that anytime soon, because I know that some of the things I was a part of, some of the shorts I was a part of, are being submitted to film festivals, which means I can't show them. I know that I worked on them. I gained the experience that I wanted to, and I'm very thankful to have worked with the people that I have. It's been a lot of fun. I'm proud of myself. I'm fairly content with where I am right now, and that's really all I could ask for. It's been taking me a really long time to edit the England video because I miss Hattie so much. I miss her a lot, and whenever I talk about her, I start getting emotional because it's really hard to be an ocean away from someone that means so much to you. Yeah, and it will come out soon. I don't think I'm making any promises anymore about what I plan to do, and I'll just get myself to get it done, you know? I have worked on a lot and been a part of a lot. I got to work with a few musicians recently. I helped do PA work for Casey Conroy for her Ugg Lenny visualizer, which was awesome because I absolutely adore her music, so that was really fun. I also got to work with Flies on the Wall, who do like live audio and performance mixing. I did some camera work for their live set for Townies, and that was so fun. I had a blast doing that. We did an interview beforehand, I did some B-roll shots, we did their live set, and I loved it, so I hope to get to work with them again sometime soon in the future. I've definitely been up to things, and I will continue to be up to things. I think I just need to put a lot of work into myself right now and go from there. All I can hope is that I am not giving up on myself, and I'm not. That's not even a question. I'm not giving up on myself. I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm not giving up on hope. Because again, I'm in control of where my life goes from here. And if I don't get to where I want to go, it's a loss of luck. And it's due to me just not wanting it hard enough, I guess. I'm continuing to just be surrounded by people that I love and adore, and looking forward to the future. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. And I'm gonna get to Golden Valorant. It's gonna happen. I've been playing a lot of comp recently. Well, thanks for listening. And I'll see you in the England video, I guess. Okay. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Please do. You gotta bet on yourself. Bet on it. To turn my life around, today is the day. Oh! Hold up, it's no good at all to see yourself and not recognize your face. Out on my own, the answers are all inside of me. All I gotta do is believe. Okay, anyway. Okay, bye. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks for listening. Okay, bye.